I'm your host, Mona J, Center of Attention, here live with Spotlight in the City. We're here live at Sights and Sounds Black Cultural Museum, and I'm here with Thandeka Tutu. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I am doing just fine. Well, it's an honor to be sitting here with you to go over all the things that you have been doing wonderful, in South Africa. I see now that you are heading a fundraiser. It's called the Tutu Desk Campaign, correct?
Yes, it's the 2020 Tutu Desk campaign, and it comes under the auspices of the Tutu Desk Campaign Center, which is an NGO based in South Africa, which is trying to alleviate the problem of 95 million children in sub-Saharan Africa who go to school without the benefit of basic infrastructures.
So say that again. It's actually 95 million children who don't have access to a desk in South Africa.
Yes, 95 million children who go to, and those are the ones that go to school, who don't have access to a desk, and that's only in sub-Saharan Africa. If you were to count the children in South America and Asia who also don't have that,
it's even more.
Yeah.
And so what brought about starting the 2020 Tutu, desk campaign?
Well, the Tutu Desk originally began as an initiative by a young South African called Shane Immelman, and it was called the Lap Desk, and then in 2008, my father became patron of the Lap Desk company, and then they called that the Tutu Desk, and because that gave it a little bit more visibility, and so that's what we're doing. That's the 2020 campaign, is to try and provide 20 million desks to 20 million students by 2020.
Now, we're looking at the desk right now. This desk has the timetable, it has the alphabet. They get to write their name on the Tutu desk as well. So they're learning, not only receiving a desk, but they're actually being able to learn on this desk as well.
That's exactly the case. The point about it is that the pictures change, and that's dependent on who the sponsor is, because they work with, or we work with them to design desks. But we also give desks to children in high school, because unfortunately it's not only primary school age children who don't have this, and if you consider being literate as reading and writing, if you don't have a hard surface to learn on when you begin learning to write, then you actually breed problems from the time you...
It really cripples their ability to learn correctly.
Exactly, and so you're really breeding semi-literate children. So normally a child who's in a school where they don't have desks will probably be living in a community where their home may not have a space for them to do their homework. And so this helps the child also at home. And so it's not a regular desk, but we think it's an African solution to an African problem.
I think this was a wonderful campaign, a wonderful idea. Like you said, you still have a long way to go, but it's a start. Now, how does more people find out information on how to become a sponsor for the 2020 Tutu Desk campaign?
We have a website, and it's www.tutudesk.org, and we're also going to be launching a 24/7 program for major sponsors, and that will also be on our website. But as of right now, where it's partly word of mouth and through donations and sponsorships through corporates and other.
And again, the website is it tutudes.org.
Yes.org. Yeah.
It's amazing. I thank you and I appreciate you for allowing me to sit down and be able to talk about this campaign. I know that you will reach your goal by 2020 and then some. Yeah, exactly. Let me rewind. You will exceed your goal and go past that, and then it'll go on from desks to chairs to whatever is needed for the kids to be able to learn.
Thank you for your time and it was wonderful talking to you.
Thank you. And we're out. Again, I'm your host, Mona J, with Spotlight in the City. And we are here live with Thandeka Tutu. We're here at the Sights and Sounds Black Cultural Museum with the executive director himself and collector, Mr. James Horton. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic, particularly on a day like today when I have special people who come visit us.
I know how that may feel. So just tell me a little bit about you and what you do.
Well, really, that's not a whole lot about me. I'm just doing God's will. He allowed me to gather all this information that you see here, and we expose it to the world. And wherever people ask us to come, we pack up and we go.
So for the people who have never been here, because this is my first time experiencing all the wonderful things, the history that you have collected here, tell the world a little bit about what's in the museum.
Well, Sights and Sound Museum is a collection where I say starts in Africa. And what I like to do is try to expose Americans to things that normally we don't see here in America about Africa. Then after you leave Africa, you take a timeline from coming over on the slave ship to America. You go through the slave time here in America. You visit my favorite area called Grandmother's Great-Grandmom's Kitchen. You see a lot of stereotypical things that happened during that particular time. A special display on Dr. King, a special display on the Buffalo Soldiers, a special display on the Tuskegee Airmen, movie collector, special display on Whitney Houston, the Pettis Bridge, special display on that, sports, Michael Jackson.
I see the Wheaties box with Michael Jordan on it.
Okay, I'll make sure I take a look and find that Wheatie box back there somewhere. Okay, and then you have a special display on President Barack Obama, and we also have special displays for all ages. If you might notice, you probably saw the Princess and the Frog over there and Dr. McStuffins, and those are very important items and ideas that we try to share, along with special videos about African Americans and some things that we've been involved in here in America that most people don't know about. And we now have a special video on this young lady for coming visiting us and spending some time with us here at Sights and Sound Museum.
All right, and I've been amazed. Like I said, my first time in the museum, a lot of history that I didn't know about, just like African Americans being on Confederate money. I mean, I'm just amazed of the things that you can learn right here in the museum. But like you said, we do have a special guest today, all the way from South Africa. It's Thandeka Tutu, and I just interviewed her, and she's been wonderful, telling us about the 2020 Tutu Desk campaign. And right now, I think you have something in your hand that you would like to present to her.
Yes, I have a special gift. There was two, and I had to decide between the two. And I thought this should be the gift that I should give to her. And this gift is, you can see, is magazines over pretty close to 100 different magazines that was done with President Obama pictures on it. I saw a big smile when I turned around and said, I think I got the right one.
Thank you so much.
You're
This
more
is
than welcome.
this is
And as you
beautiful.
can see, it's a Sights and Sound Black Cultural Museum, and it has President Barack Obama and the gentleman's name who created this especially for the museum.
Wow.
And you get the very first one. No one else have this but you and I right now.
Okay.
Well, lucky you.
Definitely lucky me, and no one is gonna, be careful because my friend might want to take it. But
You cannot take it.
you cannot have it. This is mine. So you're gonna sign it there for me so that I will make sure that it's my copy.
Okay.
Because this is history. This is going down in history.
Yes. So thank you. Thank you so much. It's really been a pleasure and a privilege to see what you have done here, and I am exceedingly humbled to receive this very special gift.
I am more humbled to have a person like you to grace us here in Sights and Sounds Museum. This means a lot to us. I can't wait to post stuff on Facebook today.
No, I'm excited myself. I'm like, let me rub shoulders with I may never see her again. Like,
my
exactly.
put that picture on Facebook.
Okay.
I don't know which camera to look at. I'm like,
Start